I was American born, and I'll die in America.
Welcome to our group. Welcome to Defender 7 has and this ought to show it right here.
Do you or someone you know suffer from depression? If so, please contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Defender 7 Memorial Day tribute to our fallen with your host, our Colonel, Kimberly PURVIS, and myself, your co-host, the General of the Defender 7, Bobby Ormsby. Before I get on with the show, I have to read our disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on Defender 7 radio show and Facebook page are those of the callers and or authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Defenders 7. Again, I'd like to welcome everybody. Happy Memorial Day. I just hope that everybody that's listening realizes that this is not a time to thank us for our service. This is a time of remembrance of those comrades who didn't come home or those comrades that were home and became part of the 22 a day. So with me getting that out of the way, for those of you new just tuning in, welcome. We have a website. If you type in lowercase letters, www.defenders, Roman numeral V as in Victor, with 2 small i's.com. On there you will find that we have a store and a donate button. Now, 100% of all proceeds from sales from our store and any donations we bring in go back to our communities 100% throughout all 50 states in a time of need. So please, by all means, purchase something or click that donate button. That's the only way that we're able to do what we do here at the Defender 7 and be able to help people. So help us to help you and your communities. It also could be reached on our national Facebook page by typing all capital letters in the search box, Defenders 7. That's Defenders, Roman numeral V as in Victor, with 2 large I's. Before you click that join button, we expect all of our members and any future member to participate in everything we do here at the Defender 7. If you get in and feel that you can't participate, you can leave with no hard feelings. But we are looking for actual participants. We're over 700 strong, and we have more that are quiet than that are participating. So please, start participating. We're also on MeWe. If you click on organizations and scroll down to Defenders 7 Humanitarian American Patriot Group. We also have our YouTube channel, which our Colonel Kimberly PURVIS has put together and has been doing an awesome job on. Please go over there and check that out and click that subscribe button. Help us to get our numbers up on it. Now, for tonight's show and all the shows that we always do here on Blog Talk Radio, We enjoy it when you call in and participate, or even if you just call in to listen, or just to say hello. The more calls we get and the more likes we get, the better off that our group turns out. So in advance, I thank you for it. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in your host, our Colonel, Kimberly PURVIS. We have our Colonel East Coast, John McCullen, with us.
Hello.
And we also have Captain Lorna Munson from Wisconsin, a.k.a. Slacker.
Wisconsin. Yeah, unmute me, goof.
I did, goofball.
Yeah, last minute.
Yeah, because I didn't want you to interrupt me.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Hi, Lorna.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. You?
Tired. You
She's Lorna.
didn't get you didn't get all marked up, huh?
You know I'm tired.
Shouldn't drink so much while you're eating catfish, you fucker.
Yeah, ditto. And frog legs.
He missed the venison bacon wrapped venison medallion Saturday night.
Oh.
Yeah, I did. I couldn't get down soon enough. They ate them without me, Lorna. Can you believe that?
Yeah, well, look at them go. I've been promised frog legs forever, and I'm still waiting.
Oh, I got to tell you something, Lorna. They were out of this world.
Oh, bite me.
No, I had enough
yesterday. I had to FaceTime Kim yesterday.
Yeah.
We had to rub it in a little bit. It wasn't there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then Pat was telling me, we could have, but we would have had to have left Saturday night had we known. We could have went yesterday, but we were already freaking wiped out from all the gun range on Saturday. And the cookout that we had, so we were already tired.
And burning all that ammo.
Yeah, we had fun.
I was wiped out from painting my ceiling and my walls. Oh, my God.
You didn't fall off the ladder, Lorna?
No, but I got twin bruises on the back of my legs.
But she got more paint on her than she did on her walls and ceiling.
That's a true story.
Probably in her hair.
Yep, in my hair. I even have it on my belly button and right underneath my boob.
See, she was body painting.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I'm not good. I don't do good with painting.
Well, excuse me. So we thought we'd do today's show on those that have served and who were killed in action, POWs or whatever, and even came home. And they're, as we say, our demons that we have. Some of them, it got the best of them. So I thought I would start with some. This is only World War II. I didn't know this. They don't have famous people who were actually in the military and who were killed in action. This is just from World War II. But if you guys could think of some more names that we can also recognize them too, and then I have a list. We got 1, 2, 3 different websites that has Operation Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom, and they call it Pop Smoke. It's the 26 Marines and the helicopter from the helicopter crash from 2001 that was over there. I didn't realize there was that many people in the helicopter. But so I'm gonna go ahead and start with. Well, do you guys have any family or friends or whoever that you know of that served?
I do, Kim. My childhood friend was killed in Fallujah. Steve Downing.
Anyone else?
No. I had a cousin that served that got the Agent Orange, so he died that way.
Oh, that's all the, and that's how a lot of Vietnam veterans, they came home, but they were forever changed and ended up dying from the Agent Orange and things like that. My dad was one of them. He went to Vietnam. He was a combat engineer, and he was one of the ones in the front, and he was exposed to that crap day in and day out. And it finally got him 25 years later, though. But it really messed him up. It really messed him up bad. My mom, one of her, I guess he graduated before her. His name was Jimmy Darwin, and he was killed in action while in Vietnam. That's all I know. Besides the in 101st Airborne, we lost quite a few. Trying to think, in 2010. If you go on YouTube, you could find the video, and they actually have footage of I can't remember the what thing it was, but I think we lost 11 from our unit alone, not from the medics, but from 2nd Brigade that was over there. We lost 11 just from that one gunfight battle, whatever you would call it. And stuff. Bobby, do you know of any?
Of what?
Specific names, friends or whoever, or family that you know of?
Not off the top of my head, I don't. I'm sure I have some.
Okay.
I mean, I got one from the Civil War.
Oh,
that was a bugler.
I didn't even think about that. Oh, the bugler? Oh, cool. That's cool.
And I got to hold that. I got to hold that actual bugle when I was up in Jersey this last time, because my aunt has it. It was it was one of our first generation cousins, Edward Ormsby, who served 3 years, got out, stayed out a year, and went back in for 5 more years before he was killed.
Oh, wow. Do you guys know, you might, I don't know if you do or not, you know when you go to, Gettysburg or any of the battlefields that has all the statues? Oh, that's right, we're not going to know because these little wine bags had them all removed. Sorry for the sarcasm. What it means with the horse and the soldier that's on it, if all four legs are on the ground, that means that the soldier served and got out of the military. If one leg is like raised up off the ground, that means they were injured in battle and they were able to go home. And if you see a statue with both of the horse's front legs off the ground, that means that the soldier either died from injuries during the battle or they died immediately after. You know, they had the injuries and then they got out. I did not know that until I went to Gettysburg, and it has a whole description of what each of the statues means, which I thought was pretty cool because I've always wondered why they had each one like a standing a different way. But this is just a list of 10 well-known people who were in World War II. Number one was Joseph P. Kennedy Jr. He was the elder brother of United States politicians John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy and Ted Kennedy. Joe was the firstborn son of well-to-do family in Massachusetts. His father was a well-known businessman and ambassador, Joseph P. Kennedy Sr. And Joseph Sr. expected his eldest son to go into politics and become president one day. Instead, it was Joe's brother John who would become the 35th president, and brother Bobby who would be John's attorney general, and Ted who became a U.S. senator. Even though the Kennedys were early supporters of oh my God, I did not know this. Now I feel bad about reading it. Even though the Kennedys were early supporters of Hitler, after the Nazi conquest of Europe began, Joseph Jr. enlisted in the U.S. Naval Reserve on June 24, 1941. He entered flight training and became a lieutenant and a naval aviator in 1942. He completed several missions in England between 1942 and 44. Although he was due to go home, he volunteered to be a part of Operation Aphrodite, which involved loading modified B-17 bombers with explosives. And the crews would go fly over a target and bail out and use radio controls to trigger an explosion on the ground. None of the flights were successful, but he died while he was, I guess he died during one of those operations. Glenn Miller, Iowan Glenn Miller, he was from 1904 to 1944. He was an American band leader and musician who volunteered for military service during World War II to help lead what he had hoped would be a more modernized military band. After he became a major in the Army Air Force, he took his 50-piece Army Air Force band to the first tour across England. And on December 15, 1944, he was set to fly across the English Channel to play for Allied soldiers in Paris. Instead, his plane disappeared somewhere over the English Channel and was never found. He is still listed as a missing in action. So there's a lot of theories about how he died. They think it was friendly fire, but they never actually found the plane or the band members. Ernie Pyle, Ernest Taylor Ernie Pyle, was a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist from Indiana who worked as a roving correspondent for the Scripps Howard newspaper chain between 35 and 41. He delivered articles describing lives of ordinary people in rural America. After Pearl Harbor, his career as a war correspondent began when he reported on the military fighting men, first concentrating on stateside service activities, and then from the European and Pacific theaters known as the GI's favorite correspondent. Pyle won a Pulitzer Prize for his war reporting in 1944. He was killed by sniper fire on April 18, 1945, while reporting on the invasion of Okinawa. Ernie Pyle was one of the only few civilians killed during World War II who were awarded a Purple Heart. All right. Number 4, Foy Draper. He was a track and field star at the University of Southern California, where he had held the world record for the 100-yard dash. He became part of the gold medal relay team along Jesse Owens in the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin. Draper enlisted in the Army Air Corps in 1940 and then joined the 97th Squadron of the 47th Bomb Group at Salik, Tunisia. On January 4th, 1943, Draper flew off on a mission to strike German and Italian ground forces in Tunisia, taking part in the Battle of Caserne Pass. His plane was shot down by enemy aircraft, and he was buried in the North Africa American Cemetery and Memorial in Carthage, Tunisia. I did not know this. I did not know Robert Bobby Hutchins was a popular child actor from Washington State who played Weezer in the Our Gang movies. His first movie was in 1927 when he was 2 years old. And when he was only 8, he left the series in 1933. After graduating high school, Hutchins joined the U.S. Army and in 1943 enrolled in aviation cadet program. He died on May 17, 1945, in a midair collision during a training exercise at Merced Air Force Base in California. His remains were buried in the Parkland Lutheran Cemetery in Tacoma, Washington. Jack Loomis was a collegiate and professional athlete from Texas who played baseball for the Baylor University Bears. He enlisted in the Air Corps in 1941, but washed out of flight school. Then he signed on as a free agent for the New York Giants and played 9 games. After Pearl Harbor and after playing in the championship game in December of 41, Loomis enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps in January of 42. He took his officer's training at Quantico, after which he was commissioned as a first lieutenant. He was assigned to the Amphibious Corps and was among the first wave of troops onto the island of Iwo Jima. Loomis died during the battle while spearheading an assault leading Company E's 3rd Rifle Platoon. He stepped on a landmine, lost both legs, and died in a field hospital as a result of his injuries. He won a posthumous Medal of Honor for risking his life above and beyond all the call of duty, and he was buried in the 5th Division Cemetery, but later moved to his home cemetery in Enos, Texas. Harry O'Neill was a professional baseball player, professional baseball pitcher for the Philadelphia Athletics, playing in 1 professional ball game in 1939. He turned to teaching high school and continued to play semi-professional ball with Harrisburg Senators and semi-pro basketball with the Harrisburg Caissons. In September of 1942, O'Neill enlisted in the Marine Corps, became a first lieutenant, and fought in the Pacific Theater. He lost his life killed by a sniper, along with 92 other officers, including Floyd Draper, during the Battle of Iwo Jima. And we got 3 more. Albert Charles, it's Blozis. He was an all-around athlete from New Jersey who won the AAU and the NCAA. Sorry. I know, shut up. Indoor and outdoor shot put titles 3 years in a row while at Georgetown University. He was drafted to play football in the 1942 NFL draft and played offensive tackle for the New York Giants in 1942 and 43, and a few games while on furlough in 1942. He was 6'6" and weighed 250 pounds when he attempted to enlist in the Army, and therefore considered too big for the Army. Is there anything such thing as too big nowadays? I mean, as far as height and stuff. I know there's too short, because the shortest you're allowed to be in the military and the Army is 5'4". Do you guys know if there's anything is too tall? Yeah, not that too tall.
Well, I would have never made it in.
No, because my brother-in-law's brother-in-law was like 6'4" in Vietnam.
Wow. Yeah, in World War II, they said he was too tall, and they wouldn't let him. And they wouldn't let him in the Army. But
now I know back in the day there was a time where you had to be a certain height to get in. Sorry.
Yeah, well, apparently, if you were too tall, you couldn't serve. Now,
and if
as
you
a
were
helicopter
too short.
pilot, I get that because you got to be, you can't be too tall to be a pilot. I get that, but he tried and he couldn't.
I know there's no ugly requirement because they let weathers in.
Oh yeah, no shit, huh? Yeah, where is this slacker ass anyway?
Probably nursing a hangover.
Passed out.
He's nursing a hangover.
Eventually, they did. He convinced them to ease off on the size limitation, and he was inducted into. He got. It says inducted. He was sworn in December of 1943, and commissioned as a second lieutenant, and was sent to the Vosges Mountains in France. And in January of 45, he died while trying to search for two men from his unit who had not returned from a scouting enemy line in the mountains of France. He is buried in the Lorraine America Cemetery and Memorial in St. Avold, France. Charles Paddock was an Olympic runner from Texas known as the world's fastest human. In the 1920s, he broke several records during his career and 2 gold and 1 silver medals in the 1920 Olympics and 1 silver medal in the 1924 Olympics. He served as a Marine during World War I and served as an aide to Major General William P. Upshur beginning at the end of the war and then continue on into World War II. On July 21st, 1943, Upshur was conducting an inspection tour of his command in Alaska when his plane went down. Upshur, Paddock, and 4 other crewmen were killed in the crash. And Paddock is buried in the Sitka National Cemetery in Sitka, Alaska. And Leonard Sapolsky. Why does that name sound familiar? Sapolsky. Like if he was in another. They actually used him in a movie. He was a professional football player from Pennsylvania who played for the Eagles. Then he enlisted in the Army Air Corps as a private in 1943 and completed flight aviation navigation training and received his commission as a first lieutenant and was assigned to the 582nd Bomb Squadron for training at McCook Army Airfield in North Platte, Nebraska. 2 weeks after reaching McCook, Sapolsky and 7 other airmen died on August 31st, 1943, during a routine B-17 training mission near Kearney, Nebraska, and he's buried at St. Mary's Cemetery of Hanover, Pennsylvania. So those are just 10 of the famous people in World War II. Also, and I just moved it. Pat Tillman is another one from modern day. Hold on, let me find it. He plays for the 49ers.
I think so.
Oh, the Cardinals. Okay.
Cardinals, yeah.
Well, if it'll open. Okay. He was an American professional football player, and let's see. He left his career and enlisted in the Army in May of 2002. In the aftermath of September 11th attack, his service in Iraq and Afghanistan and subsequent death were the subject of national attention. Oh, actually, Bobby, it does say, when he was killed in action as a result of friendly fire. Tillman joined the Army Rangers and served several tours in combat before he was killed in the mountains of Afghanistan. At first, the Army reported that Tillman had been killed by enemy fire. Controversy ensued when, a month later, on May 28, 2004, the Pentagon notified the Tillman family that he had been killed by fire from his own side. The family and other critics alleged that the DOD delayed the disclosure for weeks after his memorial service. Oh, because they wanted to protect the military. That's why they didn't want it to be said friendly fire. He was the first professional football player to be killed in combat since Bob Kalsu, who died in the Vietnam War in 1970. Tillman was posthumously promoted from specialist to corporal. He also received posthumous Silver Star and Purple Heart medals. You know, just by looking at his picture, he's got that, if you look at that square jaw, that just don't fuck with him. Look, it's exactly what he looks like, this picture that they have on him. He was 27 years old when he died, April 22nd. No, I'm repeating myself. Do you guys know of anybody else? That was after World War II and stuff? Hello. No.
Free beer.
No. Free beer. No, was he one of the last ones? I found a whole list of celebrities and athletes and stuff. But we'll do that on Veterans Day because it's not about them right now. Okay. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Okay. So Operation Enduring Freedom in 2001, there was 26 United States Marine Corps helicopter crew members that had died in an accident. All I have is their name and their rank, and that's all, unfortunately. This is not all at once. This was multiple helicopter crashes. But it was Captain Daniel Bartle, Lieutenant Colonel Mario Carrazzo, Staff Sergeant Walter Cokie III, First Lieutenant Brandon Brunette. I apologize if I mispronounce anybody's name. I'm going to try not to butcher anybody's name. Staff Sergeant Thomas Dudley, Corporal Gregory Fleury, Sergeant James Fortis. It was United States Air Force Alicia Good, Captain Ryan Iannelli, Captain Eric Jones, Corporal Samuel Large Jr., Sergeant Donnie Leo Levins, Corporal Joseph Logan, Corporal Matthew Marcellus, Sergeant Jonathan McCauley, Captain Nathan McCone, Staff Sergeant Luis Melenda Sanchez, and he was in the Air Force. Captain David Mitchell, Staff Sergeant Dwight Morgan, Corporal Kevin Reinhardt, Master Sergeant Travis Riddick, Corporal Nicholas Sovey, Corporal Jesse Stites, Captain Kyle Vandegeisen, Major James Weiss, and Captain Brian Willard. And those were all Marines and a couple Air Force who was killed in during Operation Enduring Freedom. Bobby, did I sent you 4 songs from? I found a way to link it from our YouTube to the Blog Talk. Did it show up?
Let me go on my email and find out.
No, not your email. It'd be on the Blog Talk channel.
Blog Talk.
Because, yeah, on our Blog Talk.
Yeah, I know. I'm just...
okay. Yeah, because I linked our Facebook and our Blog Talk to the YouTube, and when I saved it to our playlist, it said it sent it to our Blog Talk. We were just wanting to play a couple songs, like, periodically during the show as a remembrance for today.
I'm trying to figure out where the heck it would send to.
It's all right. Well, while you're looking, I'm going to go ahead. On this next one is from Fallen Heroes of Operation Iraqi Freedom, and somebody had put a poem, and the poem is by Charles M. Province, and it's called "It Is the Soldier." It is the soldier, not the reporter, who was given freedom to the press. It was the soldier, not the poet, who has given us the freedom of speech. It is the soldier, not the campus organizer, who has given us the freedom to demonstrate. It is the soldier, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial. It is the soldier who salutes the flag, who serves under the flag, and whose coffin is draped in the flag, and who allows the protesters to burn the flag. Wow. Sorry. If I start crying, I'm sorry. Certain things just hit me the right way, and I'm just done. There's no way that we can recognize all 3,000 of these soldiers. Well, there's almost 3,000. So what I would like to do is just go on each branch, and I'm just going to just take like 10 off of each one. I'm going to put this on our YouTube channel, and it's under Defender 7, and it will have every single person that I've mentioned on the different websites, and if anyone wants to read it, this is from a military website, so but you're more than welcome to look. I just thought we should recognize some more. In the Navy, I'm going to start with the Navy because they came up first. Commander Joseph Acevedo, 46. He was 46 of New York, New York. Lieutenant Thomas Mullen Adams, 27 of La Mesa, California. Hospitalman Zachary M. Alday, 22 of Donaldsonville, Georgia. Hospitalman Giovanni Padilla Allman, 20 of Southgate, California. Petty Officer Second Class Michael C. Anderson, 36 of Daytona, Florida. Petty Officer First Class Howard E. Babcock IV, 33 of Houston, Texas. Petty Officer Second Class Cesar O. Baez, 37 of Pomona, California. Chief Joel Egan Baldwin, 37 of Canal Zone, Republic of Panama. there's 54 altogether, and each of them has what had happened and where they were at. Let's see, go down. In the Air Force, Airman First Class Carl L. Anderson, Jr., 21 of Georgetown, South Carolina. Captain Derek Argyle, 28 of Lompoc, California. Master Sergeant Stephen Ochman, 37 of Waterloo, New York. Captain John Boria, 29 of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Tech Sergeant Bruce E. Brown, 32 of Cotupa, Alabama. Master Sergeant Brad Clemens, 37. Chillicothe, is it Chillicothe, Ohio? Or Chillicothe? You guys have to help me pronounce this. It's Chillicothe. Ohio. Staff Sergeant Casey Crate, 26 of Spanway, Washington. Captain Eric B. Dass, 30 of Amarillo, Texas. And of the Air Force, there was 27. The Coast Guard had Petty Officer 3rd Class Nathan B. Bruckensall, 24 of Smithtown, New York. That was it for the Coast Guard. Anybody have anything to say while I go change over to the Army and the Marines? You want to add something?
No, I'm good. I'm trying to figure out where you sent these things to.
Hold on. Okay. It's on. Never. All of our videos that all of our Blog Talk episodes. I have it listed as Defenders Blog Talk.
Right, but I'm not showing anything sent to Blog Talk though.
Huh. Well, hold on a second. I hate to do it this way. Try to see how to share it. If I copy the link, can I send it to you?
Yeah.
That way?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll copy the link. So while I'm going through these, and then don't play it now, because you can't hear it. Who should I do it to Messenger or?
Send it to my Bobby Ormsby 13 gmail.com.
Oh, okay. We'll do that. Let's see. Gmail. I thought it would send it over because it says to the Blog Talk, and I'm like, well, whatever. It's taking its sweet time. Okay. So compose. I hate technology. I swear. Okay. It's all lowercase letters? You said?
Yeah, all lowercase.
13?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Ha-ha! I know I'm used by simple things. I know it's really sad. Okay. So while you're hopefully getting that, I'm going to go ahead and start with some more. So of the Marines, we lost 763 during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Corporal Roberto Abad, 22 of Los Angeles, California. Sergeant Mark P. Adams, 24 of Morrisville, North Carolina. Lance Corporal Patrick R. Addy, 21 of Baltimore, Maryland. PFC Christopher Adelsperger, 20 of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Corporal Andres Aguilar, Jr., 21 of Victoria, Texas. Lance Corporal Jeremy Ailes, 22 of Gilroy, California. Captain Paul C. Alanis, 32 of Corpus Christi, Texas. Lance Corporal Nicholas Aldrich, 21 of Austin, Texas. Lance Corporal Michael Aldred, 22 of Hyde Park, Utah. Well, I thought I was going to do it. Not going to find the rest. Not bad. Did you get it, Bobby?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it put in there.
Okay. Hey, look, whenever it pops up, I'll stop talking and we could play. I got 3 songs that I thought would be really good. And then I found one that was 45 minutes, but it's all songs and it's all into one, and you really can't pick and choose. Okay, here we go. And of the Army, there was 1,779 soldiers. Sergeant First Class Ramon DuPont, 51 of Watertown, New York. I apologize if I butchered your name. Sergeant Michael D. Ackland, II, 25 of Louisville, Kentucky. Specialist Gennaro Acosta, 26 of Fair Oaks, California. PFC Stephen Acosta, 19 of Calexico, California. Captain James Adamowski, 29 of Springfield, Virginia. Private Algernon Adams, 36 of Aiken, South Carolina. Sergeant Brandon Adams, 22 of Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. Sergeant First Class Brent A. Adams, 40 of Westview, Pennsylvania. Specialist Clarence Adams III of Richmond, Virginia. Like I said, there's no way that I can go through all of these names. And I will try and do one for our Facebook page as well, to do a screencast. And I might just play the music in the background as I go through the show, because I want all of our battles names to be remembered, and this is supposed to be every single one, but I don't have a list of every single soldier that has died since Desert Storm and all of from the very beginning. They don't have a whole list of everybody. But everyone, should know that a lot of people don't realize what Memorial Day really is. And like Bobby had said, this is the time to remember those who lost their life. As a veteran, or as all of us veterans, we have our own separate weekend. And, and a lot of people want to make sure they thank veterans. But today, or this weekend, is really the time to thank the veteran or the soldier who gave their life for, and a lot of people don't want to believe it's for our freedoms, but we have the freedom of speech, the freedom to protest, to have the life that we have. And, a lot of people take it for granted. And what's sad is they don't have, I don't want to be mean, We signed that blank check. When we got sworn in, each of us signed a blank check for our life that it didn't matter what time. Any one of us could have died during our time of service, but thankfully we were able to get out or make it home. So, that's really what this weekend is all about. So I don't have any names, but I thought I'd go over the amount of soldiers that we did lose, starting with the Revolutionary War. According to the American Battlefield Trust, around 230,000 Proto-Americans fought in the Continental Army. Though never more than 48,000 at a time, the colonial militias mustered another 145,000 with a death toll of around 6,800. Chances of dying in combat during the Revolutionary War was 1.8%. Damn, that's low. But according to the VA, some of their totals, they believe, was a lot lower at 1.18%. The War of 1812 deaths during Mr. Madison's War, as it was derisively called in New England, the U.S. Army had 35,000 men at its peak, with another 458,000 militiamen throughout the United States, not all of whom were called up to fight. Some 15,000 Americans died as a result of the War of 1812, but only around 2,260 deaths were due to the fighting. The rest was to disease. Wow, that's insane. So if you were fighting in the war, in the Army or the militia, your chances of dying was around 0.8%. During the Mexican-American War, just over 78,000 U.S. troops against 82,000 Mexicans. Historians and the VA agree that almost 2,000 troops were killed in the war, and their death rate was 2.2. Bobby, it's still not coming up?
No, I'm still working on it.
Oh, okay. No, just checking. I'll just keep going then. So the number would be staggering if you had no idea that diseases and other non-combat mishaps killed almost 12,000 more men during that time. Civil War deaths puts the number of Americans killed in the Civil War around 650,000. The VA estimates around 2.2 million Union combatants. When combined with the Confederate combatants, the number of Americans who fought the war reached 3.26 million men. I believe the Civil War had the most, right? Because it was all Americans. It wasn't we were fighting each other. Indian War deaths. Throughout the early history of the United States, the U.S. Army worked to support Manifest Destiny and the westward expansion. The VA estimates that some 106,000 American troops fought to tame the West, and at least 1,000 died doing it. The Spanish-American War deaths. The total number of American service members who fought the Spanish-American War hovered around 306,000 troops, with only 385 dying in combat. World War I deaths. And if the Spanish-American War showcased the U.S. military operating at high efficiency, when World War II was beginning at the end of that, with 4.73 million men in uniform, World War I saw America mobilized like never before. around 2.5%. Of those doughboys would not make it home, as 53,000 fell to the enemy and another 63,000 to other causes. In World War II, only 1.8% of the 16 million Americans who served in combat died at the hands of the enemy. For every 1,000 Americans who served in the war, 8.6 were killed in action, and 3 died from other causes, and 17 received non-fatal combat wounds. Around 2% of the 1.79 million Americans who served in the Korean War would never come home. The Defense Department states that 36,000 Americans died fighting in the Korean War theater, and a total of 54,000 died as a result of the war. While this is the current tally, the number of Korean War-era deaths has changed slightly over the years. Vietnam. The number of Americans fighting in Vietnam nearly doubled, up to 3.4 million from the number in Korea, but the number of troops killed in the war grew by only 62%, and that was over a span of 14 years, starting from when JFK ramped up the U.S. involvement in 1961, compared to the 3 years of fighting in Korea. Gulf War deaths. Well, for Vietnam, more than 58,000 American troops died during the course of the Vietnam War. In the Gulf War from 1990 to 91, saw a force of 694,000 American troops in service or deployed in support of the war. Of those, only 383 were killed, according to the VA from their in 2019. In Iraq and Afghanistan deaths, the success of American battlefield medicine and operational risk management continues through the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. According to the most current analysis of casualties from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, 2.5 million American troops were deployed in support of Operations Enduring Freedom, Iraqi Freedom, and New Dawn. Of those, 5,300 died in action, and another 1,400 died in non-hostile incidents. Uh-oh, who's in trouble? I hear someone's ambulance or cop. Something's going by.
Bobby, they're after you.
They're looking for Lorna.
As of 2017, do what?
They would never find me.
As of 2017, an estimated 624,000 American veterans were dying every year from the most natural causes. A study from the National Institutes of Health estimates that half of the men who die every day are veterans. As we remember America's fallen troops today, we might also stop by and visit those who fought in past wars and listen to the memories of their fallen comrades in arms, because they may not be around come Veterans Day. And something that I learned while working in the nursing homes, go to a nursing home and find out who the veterans are, and you'd be surprised. I don't believe there's many. There shouldn't be. Well, I don't want to say that. None. Do we have any that's still alive from World War II?
I keep seeing them pop up once in a while.
I know we have
so
Korean
just
War
passed
veterans
away,
still alive.
or so and so just celebrated their birthday?
World War II. Let me see how many. Oh, wow. Okay. Most living veterans from the war are in their 90s, and some of them are a whole lot older. Of the 350,000 women who served in the U.S. Armed Forces during the war, there's about 14,500 that are still alive today. But that's the women. Well, George H.W. Bush was the last World War II veteran to die. So there are the women that are left. There's about 14,000 women that are left. And this was as of last year. So, but yeah, you never know. I mean, to sit and listen to them talk and tell you about their experiences, it's a great honor, actually, to listen to them. You know, I've met quite a few World War II veterans. No luck, Bobby.
No, I'm still working with it. I don't know what the freak.
And if I did it, if I played it from my laptop, I would have to hold my speaker, I mean my mic to the thing, but I don't know how loud it would be, though. That's the only problem.
Right.
I don't think it would be very loud. Let me see.
I'm just trying to be.
Or not.
Raise a daughter and a son. Be a lover to their mother. Everything to everyone. Up and at 'em bright and early. All business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success. From my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money. There's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory. I just do it anyway. Providing for our future, our responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure. Being all that I can be. I can't call in sick on Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays. Sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready. When the wolf growls at the door. Yeah, I'm solid. Yeah, I'm steady. Yeah, I'm true down to the core. I will always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost. I know the sacrifice. Oh, and I don't want to die for you, but a giant's asking me. I bear that cross with honor. Freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take the stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front line, sleeping peace tonight. American soldier, I'm an American soldier.
Were you able to hear that?
Yes.
Okay. I just put my microphone right on my laptop. But I wish we could figure out how to do that.
I wish I would have known earlier today, or I would have played around with it until I got it.
You know what? We procrastinate.
Yes.
Oh. I wasn't
sure I wasn't sure that we were doing a show tonight.
I wasn't either. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was thinking, and it just, I don't know why it just slipped my head. Oh, duh, today's Memorial Day. Because we missed, what was the last one we missed? Because I guess the time of the day, the day of, we didn't have a show that day. It was this year, but I can't remember which show it was, or holiday. But anywho, I do. What I'm gonna do is to be prepared for, at least for Veterans Day. I am gonna work on. I have 4 different, probably about 3 or 4 articles of all of the people that we know of, the famous people like B. Arthur, God, you know how many, Chuck Norris, and things like that, who was in the military, and then do music. I want to get all of that done at least way in advance, because I don't like getting caught, with stuff not working. Because that is a big pain in the butt.
Yes.
When it's not, But in all honesty, I don't know if, because if you guys don't have any more names, I mean, there's like a lot of names I could go through and do some more, but like I said, there's no way that we can completely honor every single person that we've lost. Oh, and they did have the funeral for, I sent you the video of that, of the, I forgot what war it was. Was it World War I or II? They finally got his body and they were able to bring it home, and
yeah,
it was a very large crowd for his funeral, and it was great. I mean, people that didn't even know him, of course. Oh, another aside from Pat Tillman, there's also Chris Kyle. Yeah, he did make it home, but he was. I believe he was one. Let me look him up real quick because I don't want to misquote everything about him. Even though he made it home, he was helping a lot of soldiers. And a fellow, well, he was in the Navy. Okay, hold on a second. Here he is. Let's see here. Hold on. Chief Chris Kyle of the United States Navy tragically died on Saturday, February 2nd of 2013. Chris lived and died by his personal creed. It is our duty to serve those who serve us. Chris is one of a kind in so many ways. You could tell the difference between those who knew Chris, even if briefly, and those who knew of him. The differences were simple. If they only talked about a fun-loving, humble warrior who loved his family and heard of him, they heard of him. If they talked about his heart of gold and his ability to give without end, they were touched by him. If they were talked about in the twinkle of his eye, his hearty laugh, his ability to make you feel like you were important, and that mischievous grin that you knew he was fixing to do something, they really knew him. And he was killed, unfortunately, by a fellow Marine that he was trying to help. And he was struggling as well. I'm drawing a blank, and I don't like it. What was the one? The lone survivor. Who was the soldiers from that? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Marcus Luttrell. But that's not the one I'm talking. Danny Dietz, right? Danny Dietz is the one. I wanted to find a thing about Danny Dietz because I want to find out here we go. Let's see, January 26th. He was born January 26, 1980, and he died June 28th of 2005. He was a Navy SEAL who was awarded the U.S. Navy's second highest decoration, the Navy Cross, along with a Purple Heart, for his actions during the war in Afghanistan. Dietz joined the Navy on August 31st, 1999, and following his graduation from basic training at the Recruit Training Command in Greater Lakes, Illinois, he finished Gunner's Mate A School, also at Great Lakes. From that point on, he enrolled in basic underwater demolitions and SEAL training, and graduated with the class 232 in 2001. What I'm looking for is that Operation Red Wings was a counterinsurgency operation by the United States Armed Forces to kill or capture Ahmad Shah, codename Ben Shamak, a known terrorist and the head of militia Mountain Tigers. The operation was carried out on June 27, 2005 by Navy SEAL Team 10. The four-man team was made up of Second Class Matthew Axelson and Second Class Marcus Luttrell, supporting the role of snipers, while Second Class Danny P. Dietz and Team Leader Navy Lieutenant Michael Murphy were spotters. The mission was compromised after goat herders stumbled upon the SEALs and reported them to the Taliban after the SEALs let him go free. An intense firefight ensued after the SEALs were ambushed by Taliban insurgents who outnumbered them 1 to 25. Murphy went into an opening clearing to get reception and call for support. He managed to reach the base, giving them the SEALs' location as well as the number of enemies. He was shot in the back while making the call. It was this act that awarded Murphy the Medal of Honor posthumously. Murphy then returned to his team to continue the battle. Low on ammunition, Murphy, Axelson, and Danny Dietz were killed while Luttrell was knocked unconsciously by an RPG. The support dispatch was a team of 8 Navy SEALs and the 160th SOAR Army Night Stalkers. However, all 16 Special Forces soldiers aboard the helicopter perished when the Chinook was hit by an RPG that ignited the fuel tank just as the soldiers were about to fast rope. Among the dead aboard the helicopter were Lieutenant Commander Eric Christensen, the highest-ranking officer to die in the operation, Kip Jacoby, the youngest soldier to die in the operation at the age of 21. Marcus Luttrell was the sole survivor of SEAL Team 10. Aided by Afghan villager who sheltered him, he was rescued by Green Berets 6 days later. Dietz, Axelson, and Michael Murphy were declared killed in action, and they recovered their bodies on July 4th. And Dietz was, he was very heavily decorated. And when they made the movie Lone Survivor, producer Peter Berg spoke to his dad, and he wanted to make sure that the movie was as accurate as possible. So if you haven't seen it, it really shows what they went through. And the same thing, what was it, Sniper? American Sniper for Chris Kyle?
Yep.
Okay. Is there any others that's really, I hate to say it, but unfortunately, we're not going to always know every single person. But I can't think of anybody else. Any other? Honestly, do you know why I joined the Army? And one, because I was already a nurse. But believe it or not, after watching the movie Black Hawk Down, and when I can't place his name right now at the moment, the medic that was trying to get the artery in the kid's leg.
Yeah.
Dude, I was bawling in the movie theater watching that movie. And it went from that to anger. And because he lost him. And so it was at that moment, that's when I decided to join the Army. Of course, it took me a little while, but hey, I had to lose some weight. But let me see. No, not Black Hole. Black Hawk Down. I know that was. That's supposed to be a it was. It was based on a true account of the '93 Battle of Mogadishu. I did not know that. But other than that, excuse me, I don't have anything else really. I can work on the YouTube one, and I can get that done tonight, and have that posted. And I will try and get it. Oh yes, I can post on Facebook now, so I'll be able to post it to our Facebook page and our Telegram.
I got 4 days left.
Woohoo! Come help me work on my front yard.
Uh-huh.
Come help me work on my front yard.
Oh God. Yeah, I'll be right there as soon as I get done with all my work.
My front yard is the size of my living room.
Oh,
okay?
really? That's an hour's worth of work.
Big.
I'll trade you.
Oh no. Huh?
I'll trade you.
I don't know. I barely have enough motivation as it is.
I got a big, huge yard.
Well, we got a big backyard. It's about 4 of our front yards, but
That's still small.
So, what I was gonna do, I was just gonna say, my mom just sent me a message. Oh wow! So, aside of her friend, he also had 2 other brothers that died in Vietnam as well. She's a day late and $1 short. I swear. The other topic that I wanted to go over was on economics, but I dare not touch it right now because I need more than 45 minutes to go over the issue of economics and people understand why. So we could do that actually on Saturday if you want, Bobby.
What's that?
Economics.
Yeah.
There's a reason why. Because of what's going on right now.
Yes.
With minimum wage and BS, and people fighting for it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's just things that people just don't understand. If you were to raise a burger flipper's job pay to $15 an hour, how it can cripple the economy, and they just don't understand that. So, I've been in many arguments about this subject, and the fact that what kids just don't know, absolutely do not know anything about it. So, tomorrow I'm still a little lost. I have no idea. What did Phil recommend? Because I thought Phil had said something. And Oh, I forgot to write it down. Lorna, you got any ideas?
I lost my buttons again.
Got any ideas for a medical show tomorrow? I gotta confess, I quit school. I refuse to placate to the liberals, and I will not teach 5-year-olds how to masturbate. I will not teach 5-year-olds critical race theory. I actually ain't gonna do it. And a teacher got fired because she refused. Well, one got fired because she played, there's a video, a cartoon, that she played for her first grade students and got fired. And then another teacher refused to teach sex ed or something, and she got fired. And I'm just not going to do it for 5-year-olds. I just can't.
Not for 5-year-olds, no.
No.
Absolutely.
And so
not.
I'm just going back into nursing. I said, no, just forget it. I can't do it. So I will have plenty of free time now until I go to work. So I'll be able to do more with the YouTube and everything else. So and Thursday we could just go over our usual, our political BS that's going on. So, is Stephanie going to be okay? I can hear her hacking.
Yeah, she'll be all right.
But yeah, that is all I have. Unless you guys want to discuss anything else.
Well, we did have a birthday this weekend, and since we didn't have any shows, it was Doug, one of our members.
Oh, okay.
Chris's neighbor. Yep. He celebrated his birthday Saturday.
Cool. Well, oh yes. Well, I actually have the birthday is today because he was born today. My friend Chris, my old roommate, him and his girlfriend, she just gave birth to their little boy, and he was 7 pounds 5 ounces. So he's a whopping 6 hours old. So she will be in the hospital until Friday. I don't think there's any other birthdays. Mine was last week. Yay. My puppy's was last week, too. Mine was Tuesday. Hers was Wednesday.
My puppy's is July 1st and July 4th.
Well, remind me. We'll mention their names.
Okay.
Like they're going to listen. Listen.
If they make it that
long, then they do her.
Ross is getting pretty rough.
They'll listen to us more than they do her.
I know.
Yeah.
It's been storming here like a mother. I'm telling you, like thunderstorms. Bad lightning storms, right? So we have a little pond in our front yard, and so I'm in the kitchen cooking, right? And the dogs wanted to go out, so I let them out the front door. Not paying attention, it was still raining. And I noticed they're awful quiet. And I go out front and look. My white dog is now black. And when I say black, that little bitch dug a hole about 8 inches deep and about 5 or 6 inches wide. You know, a nice big hole that they could probably put their butt in. My son's dog is black anyway. He's a German Shepherd Blue Heeler. She's a white pit with some black polka dots, right?
I know.
She, yeah, she was filthy. And she wanted to come in. I'm like, nope.
You little motherfucker.
So we had to bathe them. Bobby, you guys, the water was like looking at black coffee. That's how dirty the water was. So now they're wore out because they got a nice hot bath, bubble bath. That's how spoiled they are. They get a bubble bath and shit, and so now she's crashed on the couch. He's at my feet, so they're like, I'm done. So
I need to give my boys a bath, and they hate it.
Do you give them a warm bath?
Or where I'm at, but they hate taking a bath.
Do you give them a bath inside or outside?
I can't get them in the tub by myself. They're too big.
Oh.
Roscoe weighs more than me, and Ralph weighs almost as much as me.
Okay. Do you have like a big bucket or like a tub?
We do bucket baths, but I have to have a leash and collar on and tied to the post.
Okay. If you take a tote and fill it up with nice hot water, not scalding hot, but hot water that you would take a bath in, and put like I like doing the mint shampoo because one, fleas hate mint. So and then or do the Aveeno, and I'll make it a bubble bath. And what you do is you take a washcloth or a small cup and then wet them down with the warm water. My son's dog hated baths because he would get baths outside. He wasn't allowed to live when he was staying at his cousin's house. He wasn't allowed to be inside. So he had to get a bath from the water hose, and that dog hated it. When I first got her, I would give her a nice warm bath in the bathtub, and she loves it. She'll just stand there and she'll rest her head on the side of the tub.
When I was with my ex-husband, it took both of us to hold Ralph in, and he's 70 pounds.
Oh my God!
70 plus.
His shepherd is probably 55, but that little turd, man, he gets in the water, it's like kryptonite. And
so
but he likes it now because he knows.
Not mine.
He's like, oh, this.
So and then I thought, well, I'll try giving him a bath in the lake because they love walking into the lake, and got my rinse bucket and shampoo down there and get them all wet and soaped up, and then I went to reach my rinse bucket, and there goes Ralph with me chasing after him with the bucket of water. He wouldn't let me rinse the soap off.
Oh my God! It's not gonna kill him.
That was no, but dry his skin out, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it could. It probably could, depending on if he had thick hair or.
He's a pit bull. He's short hair.
Oh yeah. It's funny because you're not going in the front yard, dude. So give it up, little whiny butt. She's a pit and a hound, whatever, and all of her fur is on her back, and then it thins out to the side, and then on her stomach she has none.
Oh, really?
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. When she's white, when she's really clean, she's white. And she's got one big black spot on her butt on the top, and then little dots, like, on her sides. And she looks like a Dalmatian is what she looks like. But when you give her a bath, she turns pink.
Huh.
Because it's her skin. And then you dry her off, and she's fine. So she oh my God, she's rotten. Bobby, remember I was telling you about earthquakes in Kansas? How many we've had? We had another one last night.
Damn.
But it wasn't here in Wichita. It was in northern Kansas, and it was a 3.4. It was at 1:52 this morning. The other reason why I knew this, and this is something that's weird, I got to do some research on this stuff. Apparently, people and this is mostly women, but even guys, people that suffer from severe migraines all of a sudden, and then they go away. Women who, if you get dizzy or whatever, people are sensitive to the electromagnetic field around the world, and they can sense tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, and volcanoes. Even if it's not around them, it's either right at that minute or 24 hours beforehand. My bed started shaking, and I'm like, okay, but I'm the only one on my bed, and I'm not moving. I was trying to sleep, and I looked it up, and there was an earthquake at exactly that minute that I woke up, that I got up, and that's what they said. And so I'm going to do some more research on that, and I might do that for a medical show. I don't know. Hey, that might be a good idea for tomorrow. I come up with this stuff on the fly. Sorry.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
I know. See, if you take the last few minutes or whatever of the show and all this shit hits you all at once, I might just do that because they say it's an actual thing that it's the electromagnetic field and I don't know what the hell it is, and that it's the same thing that affects a bird's navigation. Supposedly the core of the Earth, the magnetic field, that's how they navigate. And the same thing with whales and dolphins and things like that. And that's how they navigate. So it affects people in the same sense. So I'm like, wow, that does make sense though. But yeah, we've been having unusual amount of earthquakes in Kansas, and we have one small fault line, and it goes to Nebraska, like up the border, kind of up to Nebraska, and then it'll go all the way down to Oklahoma. And Oklahoma's been getting a lot of earthquakes lately, and nobody knows why. So, but yeah, I might actually do that for tomorrow. And then Saturday we could go ahead and, unless Weathers has a survival show to do.
You have to ask him.
Don't have any. How about you ask him? You talk to him more than I do.
I haven't heard from him.
I know. I haven't either. He hasn't been on all day either.
I think he's hungover.
Oh, poor baby had too many White Claws. Too many Buble water.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much.
Wait a minute,
Truly.
Buble or bubbly? The Bublies, whatever. No, those are non-alcoholic, right?
Yeah.
What's that new spritzer water that's supposed to be alcohol?
Oh, they got so many out there.
Not the White Claw. It came out after White Claw.
That's
John
what I'm saying. They came out with so many of them.
No, John had mentioned it yesterday. What the hell was it? Truly's? Yeah, Truly's. What is it, 2% alcohol?
Pretty much.
But other than that, guys, I got nothing. I got to clean.
All right. Well, just remember by tomorrow to give me a topic for tomorrow night.
I'm gonna do it on the people sent. I have to figure out what to call it, but I'm gonna do the research tonight on it about how much that is true, about how sensitive people can be to the Earth's magnetic field. There you go. That's
all right. Well, think it up, and
and I will get the YouTube. I will try and get this YouTube thing done, and at least we'll have it on YouTube at least. And then we'll work on the Veterans Day one later on as we go. But I think that is all. This is the first. I'm. So, Bobby, if you want to go ahead and end the show a little early tonight, we can. It's up to you.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
I mean, it's up to you.
I mean, yeah, because we really don't have much that we could discuss.
No, I mean, it really was. It was a last minute thing to remember soldiers, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to go through and just name a bunch. You know, just remember those who didn't get to come home. You know.
Exactly.
And that's all we can do.
That's what today's about.
Oh, and as far as the 22 a day, if you know a veteran or even first responder, just pay attention to them. If they look really depressed and stuff, and you think they might need to talk, try and talk to them. You know, because getting the help is not always there for a lot of people. So, all righty, if you want to go ahead and end it up.
All right, as usual, another great show. I thank you, I thank John, and I thank Lorna for being with us as usual. Even though I got to fight with her to get her on every time.
Yeah, I know. The free beer is only going to work for so long.
Yep. But again, like I said, thank you both. Lorna, thank you for sticking it out with us crazies.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And I'm tired. Holy crap.
God bless you guys. I hope you enjoyed your Memorial Day, reminiscing about our fallen. God bless America, our troops, our first responders, our veterans, and God bless the Defenders 7. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.